I'm Cyclon, and today I want to show you a full Act 1 walkthrough for both
Fell
Ranger
as
and
Mirian,
Huntress. Now I'm going to be doing this one
expelled
on
from
a
your
Huntress,
mountain. You are
however you
wild at
can
heart
very well
and
just do
wild
it
of
on a
mind.
Ranger. The main difference in Act 1 is that on a Huntress
What?
we are muling the
No!
Ranger due to the
Don't let
Frostbomb
the
nerfs,
Asmirian escape!
making us kind of required to utilize Lightning Arrow early on for better clear, as Whirling Clash isn't quite as good. Raining respawns. Game. Okay, that was weird. So we have both our characters here. Gonna go over to the mule first. Muling is the process of making a character with the full intention of just getting items off them in the
By
first
the
town.
first ones! You're alive! I'm glad now. I would appreciate it if you
Now,
could...
if you have the tutorial enabled, you
I
have an
would
option here to
appreciate it
disable
if you could...
tutorials. You can also go into your options and disable it there.
Reach Clearfell. Find
Now,
the
you
miller.
can theoretically
This is
skip
like
the
no sickness
mule
I've ever
on the
seen.
ranger.
Let's
However,
track down
these
this
initial 2 minutes
miller.
spent are giving you the bow, lightning arrow, and lightning rod, on top of having contagion and frostbomb, making
Another
the
string to my bow.
initial clear just a little bit easier. The hardest part for the ranger or huntress campaign is level 1 to level 5. Once you're level 6, you get access to the Stormcaller arrow, and it's gonna go a lot better. But until then, we have it slightly rough. So in the first zone, we are not killing anything, as we get a guaranteed level up to level 2 to kill when we kill the miller. Now, for the miller himself, I somehow missed my revising. For the mirror
The
itself,
journey has
all
not
we
been
do is
kind to
basic
you,
attack,
Miller.
as our basic attack and our lightning arrow are doing similar damage. We will only start using lightning arrow once there are adds in the way to clear those out
Unnatural,
of the way.
but
We do
effective.
not consistently shock enough here yet at this point that it is worse. And that it is worth using the lightning arrow all the time. The mana
Fury!
consumption is too high. I'm gonna try to stay at a moderate range, just dodge his attacks. And trying to shoot past the minions if we have a chance to. And eventually we will whittle him down.
Adapt
We will
and
then grab
survive.
his loot
Man or beast, they die
Don't
the
come.
same.
Please come
and go to the
inside.
first town. Once in town, we're gonna be grabbing our quest reward gem. And then we're just gonna be stashing everything in the stash. Didn't get anything that is worth IDing. Loading screens are fun. Oh, I walked too far.
Ren, there's a bit. Now, if you could channel your stick to the cairns.
Go to
Tools of
stash.
the forge turned tools of war.
Need
These
to
are
grab
dangerous
lightning
times.
rod here. Oh, the wrong tab. Exit character selection, and now we start our actual character. Again, you can just do this on a ranger and you do not need to mule. The only thing is you would be getting your lightning rod
By the
slightly
first
delayed,
ones! You're
as your
alive!
first
I'm glad...
support gem
Now
on
I
your
would
actual
appreciate
character
it
is
if you could...
gonna be Frostbomb, and your second one is gonna be Contagion. You're gonna see that in a moment
Reach
again.
Clearfell. Find the miller.
The Rathan here are stronger than I dared imagine.
So again, just walk here, walk past all the enemies, no need to kill anything. Just trying to follow the river, get through the checkpoints.
I swore I'd
That
never
up.
wield one of these again.
Grab all our items. Could have sworn we had to go up there. We did. How did I miss that? Looked like a dead end. Well, guess that's a good showcase. I missed the shield. How did I miss both the quiver and the shield?
So this is the sickness I were warned about.
Again, this spear stab does a bit more damage. But we then need to dodge roll. And also keep our distance and just use the spear throw. When there are enemies around us, we use Whirling Slash. Already on our mana consumption is just too high. And that should be it.
One step further from home. At least your friend weren't here to see what you've become.
So we got a helmet that is worth IDing, body gears,
Please come
and a
inside.
bow. Gonna be using the bow. Not most of the times we do not get a magic bow. This time we got lucky.
Smith. There's a bit. Now, if you could go, well.
Looks to be a decent sort, that one.
Normally I would do the vendoring over him.
All
Because we did the muling, I do the
These are just small.
vendoring
It's beautiful.
via
Accept. Stay safe
Una.
if you can.
A woman without a place to call home.
I just realized I did a mistake. I did a major mistake. So one thing you should not do that I did, which is also going to cost me a bit of time, is I forgot to grab the lightning arrow off my ranger. I did put the lightning arrow into gold stash, into my stash, but not the lightning arrow. So this is going to cost me another like 30 seconds, 45 seconds between load screens and everything, I feel like. Because I am already in Clearfield when I realized it. I need to go back into town, back into stash, and grab that. Alright. At least now we have everything. Very rough start. Admittedly, this should have been faster. But it is what it is.
Come on!
So we're gonna be sticking to the left wall. We are looking for the camp. We've got the waypoint here. And we are in Standard League. If we got an open start and we have the waypoint on the left side, at the bottom right is where we're gonna be finding our encampment. The encampment gives us the 4th level 1 gem we need access to. So here's the checkpoint, abandoned stash. This one gives always an uncut skill gem. This uncut skill gem we're gonna be using for contagion. And that is our early gem setup. Contagion with a decent clear skill together. We used to do it with Frostbomb. Now we're gonna be using Lightning Arrow. Will just result in a good amount of clear. Now in the middle of the zone, we're gonna be finding the Witch. No, the Frost Witch. There we already hear her. For damaging her, again, our single target, we have the best consistent single target by just using basic attacks. Alternatively, we can, I don't screw it up, fire a couple of lightning rods on her. and then use the lightning arrow. But it has a fairly high mana consumption. So when you notice that you're running out of mana, just swap to basic attacks.
My pet's hunger.
It does still a significant amount of damage this early on. Screwing up quite badly today.
This one, pick it up.
But there we go. Grabbing all the gear we can early. Gloves are important to ID. They have a chance for flat damage. In this case we got unlucky, got no flat damage on them. This early into the campaign we need all the sources of flat damage we can get access to. So gloves, rings, quiver and bow for our build are very important. Also another major mistake I did. Didn't allocate a passive point. Again, not the best showcase, but we're gonna be rolling with it. It's also good to show some mistakes. Now in the Grellwood, we have 3 things plus an exit to find. We are looking for Ariana's hut, which is here. Ariagnes, not Ariana's. Now, again, very annoying.
This here was someone's
We
home.
are basically just using basic attacks. I'm just gonna try to zone, meaning don't get too close, she hurts. If there are enemies around us, we need to clear them, so again, Contagion Lightning Arrow. And just spam your basic attacks on her. If she teleports on top of you and does a melee attack, or you get a full swing on her Frost Breath, you can die. If you just keep your distance, you have the best chances at surviving.
It twists witches
Now that
and
we have
innocents
this,
alike.
our first support gem will be Martial Tempo. Now in the upcoming league, Martial Tempo will be Rapid Assault, and instead of a more, it's gonna be an increase modifier. There's not much we can do against that, we just have to live with that. But it's still gonna be the first support gem we are grabbing, I feel, at least right now, based on my feelings of how the build feels. We do want all the attack speed we can get as early as possible. Next is we found Grimtangle. Now the things, the objects of interest in this zone are in a kind of diamond pattern. So we grabbed the waypoint here for later. And now we have 1 and 2, meaning 3 and 4 are gonna be somewhere here. And we can just continue with those locations in mind as we continue progressing through the zone. Now one neat trick is, if you can, you want to keep one enemy with contagion from one pack leading into the next pack. But that is a mix of the game being nice to you combined with you're getting you having a correct timing on this. Here's the next checkpoint. This is the Red Veil entrance. The Red Veil entrance is always next to water, as the Red Veil also has some water in the zone. So seems we have walked past the objective here. This is the 4th point of interest. If you really need to, for example, if you need a Ranger run and you really want a level 2 support active gem, you can do the boss. However, I ignore it on all my runs. There's not really any need to do it. We're gonna be getting enough skill gems early on. But this means the tree has to be up here somewhere. Here we see the tree. And with that we have
Aye.
found
Yeah, it
every
lives.
point of interest based on following the rules of the diamond pattern, and we can enter the Red Veil. If we wouldn't have earned the Red Veil already, we would have just walked to the opposite side of the entrance
This
and
place
looked for the
bears
water,
wounds of war.
which should have identified where the Red Veil is. You already see the checkpoints. The checkpoints identify that an obelisk is near them. To clear the obelisk, we're gonna be continuing following use the lightning arrow and contagion. Frostbomb will have too much of cooldown. You can place it, but with the reducing damage and cooldown, the main reason we still want to use Frostbomb is simply for its all exposure, which we're gonna be utilizing
This
in
one.
Act
Pick
1
it up.
to actually do a
Before
better
you've
amount of
already
single
tried,
target damage.
I fought well enough. My mana's gone.
Once we get approaching the next checkpoint, we see the checkpoint there, we're gonna be force swapping our flasks because they refill on clicking on the checkpoint. You can also, if you don't see the checkpoint and you only see the obelisk of rust, you can force the checkpoint activation by interacting with the obelisk. Bit of a bad positioning here. One more important point is that in this zone, these rust piles, I'm gonna be clicking on that on the one on the right of us in a moment, are dropping the level 5 gear. Now we can't force it to be for the
This
ranger,
one. Pick it up.
I'll not
but
make the
by
journey home
clicking
like
on
that.
enough of them, we improve the odds of finding something for our build. We identify boots, exactly for that, so cache here, there, and we are looking for a short bow, basically. Just anything that gets us more damage is great. Again, the most important part for Act 1
If the spirit
is
still
having a
watches,
decent
let
amount
it
of
bear
damage. So there we
witness.
got a short bow. If we do not get any good bow of the vendor, we are gonna be using the transmit on the short bow. We need at all times in Act 1 as much damage as possible. You want to be at minimum level 5 if you leave here, preferably as close to level 6 as possible. Now this really depends on how quickly you find the obelisks and kill the boss. But you can also, if you want to, overstay a bit and
I'm very
get a
dull as
little...
is.
Can I please pick that up? Don't need that. I wanna rather have that. Always open the chest you see here. Don't really need a body. We have a body already on us. And we're gonna be getting at least some gear dropped off the boss. So we're now just looking for the boss in this zone. There it is. Last checkpoint. Last obelisk. The third obelisk will always spawn the boss.
Take this.
We do have some enemies around here. I'm not going to be starting the boss fight while attacking those, so I'm forced to clear here. I could reset here to not have the rare, but honestly, we can be fine. We can just force die to something after the killing the rare if we don't have enough mana flask.
A clean kill.
Alright, so we cleared the enemies around here. This should allow us to have a boss fight. For the boss fight, we are gonna be using our bow shot. It still deals enough damage. We use Frostbomb for additional damage, but basically we are just circling the boss and gonna be firing our basic attack. On this attack, you just stand between the spikes. This is the one you need to dodge. It can one-shot you. Usurper, meaning we need to stand between the spikes. Nice. So normally here he spawns minions. We managed to time the heavy stun just in time for him to stop spawning them. Some attacks are continued after the... Oh, I got hit there. Some attacks are continued after a heavy stun, but this is one of the attacks that gets cancelled by the heavy stun. As I said, level 1 to level 6 are the roughest part. It's just when we are on the weakest. It's when we... Ooh, mispositioned there almost. We just don't have access to decent clear or single target yet. So this time he spawned the full for the clan. So we're gonna be using Contagion in combination with Lightning Arrow to clear the 8s. Also, because of Contagion, we got a little bit of additional single target in there this time. And he's almost down. Just to show this, while we can do Lightning Arrow, it does not deal significantly more damage than basic attack.
This one, pick it up.
And we consume a lot of
Black's
mana
full.
there. Alright. We need to loot these boots and loot that body armor. We are also going to be picking up that feathered rope. If I manage to click it in time. Load it a little bit faster than usual there. If you have a slow loading time, you can loot items
Hello.
on your cursor when your
Finn
inventory is
makes fun
open
of my collection, but I buy.
Curious, I
before
would ask.
they are before you load into the next zone.
Must
We
take 'em.
sell the rare
Soft
items that are of no
frames
use
like
to us. We
these.
use the ones. There we got flat damage. That's perfect. I did that. That is not better. We don't need to bother with selling the unIDs. And now I forgot my regex, so I need to check manually. We got decent flat damage bow here.
One of my finest.
Means we can save our
Till next time.
transmutes for another time. Now we go to the Growlwood with the spikes.
What happened here?
And we swap Martial Tempo back. And we're gonna be using our uncut level 3 jump for Stormcaller Arrow. There's an option in our settings we can use so we can even engrave skills that we normally couldn't do. For example, because I lack stats and the base type right now. In town we just need to talk to Una, then we go into the Grim Tangle, which the waypoint we grabbed earlier. We summon Una. And here we can do a slight optimization trick by, after talking to her, respawn a checkpoint, and the passage is open. Now we will need to use our Lightning Arrow with Contagion until we get level 6. This is the zone where we're gonna be forcing level 6. And once we have level 6, we are happy. And we will continue the journey onward. I do want to kill the Druid in this zone. We need 4 support gems for Lightning Rod and Lightning Arrow to start doing significant amount of... That's a bad example. Died to an explosion there. We need a significant amount of support gems. Rather, we need the 4 support gems. So that our Lightning Rod, Lightning Arrow does enough single target. So we are force killing in this zone to reach level 6. And we are looking for the Druid. The 4 support gems we do get dropped are from the Witch we just killed in the Grellwood, the Druid we are about to kill here, and then we get 2 more from the
Try keep up. You sensed it too,
Ritual
did you?
in
The spirit.
the Hunting Roads, and we get what was it? The Tomb of the Consort.
Stay on it.
Legendary while I swap. So now we got... What's the wrong one? Now we got Stormcaller. Stormcaller will be our main clear skill for Act 1. At the end of Act 1, we can, in the upcoming patch, use Electrocuting Arrow. However, Electrocuting Arrow and Stormcaller Arrow are not significantly different in damage. The only difference is that, based on the current description, Electrocuting Arrow should do the damage instantly, while Stormcaller has this initial hit portion and then the explosion. So in this case we found the exit, but we didn't found the Druid. In most zones we find the Druid first. In this case the Druid is either going to be up here or here right next to the exit. And as I said, we do really want that support gem to get all the setup we need for Lightning Rod and Lightning Arrow single target setup. So we are forced to do a little bit of walking back. Gonna check up here first because we see this tidbit. And if we see a checkpoint here, that's gonna be the boss. there's the checkpoint, so the boss is here. For the druid, we are just gonna be using Stormcaller Arrow.
Man or beast?
Now that we have
What are
an
you?
elemental skill for single target, we will be placing the Frost Bomb. The Frost Bomb will apply lightning exposure. And then we are just firing our arrow. If you do not manage to get the dodge in time on this wave where he teleports you, do still dodge. You will dodge right when you get into the center. And you will be able to dodge out of the center before the explosion happens. On a stone, we wait a little bit, and then when he does the swing animation, we do the dodge roll. We just need to make sure we don't get hit by the wave. So here I'm not making it in time, but I dodge rolled, and I dodge rolled right after the teleport. If you get a little bit used to it, you can easily do Stormcaller Arrow into dodge roll. If you do it without practice, you can cancel your own Stormcaller Arrow, but by just doing it a couple of times, you get enough practice that you get used to it to not cancel your own Stormcaller when dodge rolling. Now, before we fight the next boss, we're gonna find one more support uncut support gem. So we can use this one for scatter shot. We can use this one for scatter shot. And I forgot to click the checkpoint. We need that checkpoint just in case. And with scatter shot, mastery tempo, which will be multi-shot and rapid assault in the upcoming patch, we have all the clear we're gonna be needing for Act 1. I mean, we still don't have Herald of Thunder, but that sightseeing we're gonna be getting in a bit. If you have an uncut level 2 gem, and you are having Ranger and Huntress, we have access to the spear, and we can use disengage in this zone to move a bit quicker. Escape shot still has the animation that I'm gonna be dead here. I can dodge roll in time. No, I got lucky. We can take the time for the strongbox here. We can get good loot, and we need XP anyway. So we just do an attack and dodge roll, attack and dodge roll until we have cleared everything. Blacksmith strongbox like this one drops armor. We still care about all rares and magic items. We got very lucky here. And then we died. But that uncut support gem is worth way more than the strongbox. Because this means we can skip either the rare in this zone or the rare in the next zone. And we still get all our support gems we need for Lightning Arrow, Lightning Rod. Now what I do here is optional. You don't have to have a forced layout on your setup. I like to have stuff in specific positions. Here we get a ring. This can be an iron ring or lazuli ring. We do want to make the ring magic. And preferably 2-mod. It has a chance to get flat damage, which again we really need as much as we can. Alright, we found all 3 points of interest in the stone. Tomb of the Consort, we're gonna go in first. So because I got the uncut support gem, if I miss the rare in this zone, the uncut support gem in this zone, I'm just gonna skip it. Otherwise, I'm gonna be skipping the support gem in the next zone.
And kept the
Get lightning infusion,
good and buried.
which we're gonna be using for our single target once we get to the boss. And not get stuck in enemies, please. Thank you, game. So this is gonna be, in most layouts, a big circle, and we go left or right. One way is gonna find you the boss first, the other one is gonna find you the side objective in the zone first. Okay, we got another chance at the strongbox. Let's hope this one doesn't spawn too many enemies. Gonna give it a go.
Come on then. What are you hiding?
That contain a rare enemy.
The thrill of the hunt.
Now on a Ranger, this node would be Vile Wounds, which is great for you. On a Huntress, this is Eagle Eye, which isn't great for you. Which means we're gonna be grabbing the other node instead, and the Dex nodes instead, and just travel faster to our next damage nodes. This one is really rough. It is lightning resistant and has elemental resistance. We are better off basic attacking it.
Fortune favors the bold.
Oh, that was very unlucky. I got hit by the basic attack, which caused a stun the moment the volatile cracks arrived, and they got me. Very unfortunate. Well, not my run, I guess. We finally got a Quiver. Quiver again. Access to flat damage potentially. We do want it magic or rare. Very, very unfortunate run I'm having here. Basically, this one was a suffix and this one was a suffix, which means no chance for flat damage. We don't have augments. And we died twice now on strong boxes. But on the other hand, we did manage to get that additional uncut support gem, allowing me to skip the rare thing that would have likely been here or here, so that we got to the boss. Now we only have 3 out of 4, so we're gonna be using Lightning Arrow, Lightning Rod yet. We are just gonna be using Stormcaller Arrow, Martial Tempo, Lightning Infusion for single target. I'm placing Frost Bombs, again, for the upcoming patch. It's gonna be exposure, right now it's gonna be damage. Here we're just gonna repeat attack dodge roll whenever she places circle beneath us. Or just move away from her and do Stormcaller.
To me, Draven.
Almost missed my timing there. Get out of Bone Cage, just attack once in one direction where the cage is and walk out wherever you break the cage.
My love, I call to you.
It's Draven, dodge roll.
Now, you are mine.
We want to stay slightly longer in the cage than
This one, pick it up.
instead of just
Even your
leaving
witchcraft
right
can't
away.
save ya.
By doing that, we force her to not cancel the attack. So she will do the skeleton spikes into the cage, the bone storm. But this also means that during that time she won't do any other attacks, giving us just window
Reckon
to
it's
attack her.
time to put this Draven to bed.
We see Forgotten Riches there. The boss should likely be somewhere in this direction. We're gonna ID the gloves. No flat damage. No flat damage here either. Sort out the stash a bit. Oh.
Come on!
One great benefit next league we have the sprinting to regain this area slightly faster, and also the slowdown between single attacks is not gonna be as high, so whenever we stop attacking we're gonna be moving faster slightly earlier. Oh. I'm gonna use this augment, and we got unlucky. Maybe I actually should have used on a Quiver first. I think that had higher odds of flat damage, but also Quiver we have higher odds of upgrading. Boss could be over this corner into this direction, or it's here. But we haven't seen the walls for the boss fight yet. The boss arena walls are very good indicator for where it is. So I'm gonna... I didn't saw them here. I'm gonna check here because there's an open space here. Right, this is the entrance. So what you notice is that the walls on this boss arena have these statues, which cause a very specific shape on the minimap, allowing us to very easily identify where the boss arena is.
Cut down. The spirit's hunger. Cut down.
Again, Draven just place the frost bomb to keep the exposure up.
Rend your soul. Asinia,
Dodge rolls through the
join
spikes.
me.
Here you just need to get enough distance, not get hit. When you get too close to him, he does sword attacks. We don't want to get hit by those, so we stay at range.
No mana.
The Eternals will never surrender.
And we're just gonna keep at it.
Cut down. These spirits are mine. Your intrusion will... Asinia, your soul is mine. Succumb to the Empire.
And he's
Your
about to be
intrusion
down.
will be punished.
One more. And there we go. Now inventory is full, so we're gonna take the
We
loot
as
and we're
Mary
just
are
gonna go to
older
town.
Still eternal.
I have wisdom scrolls for the rare items.
I heard you. How's the clearing? What would you like?
So we're just gonna vendor here. We're gonna buy this because we need the sockets. Again, I forgot my regex. We're gonna buy that because it's a damage upgrade and we don't get the next bow yet.
Go well.
We have flat damage on gloves. I'm gonna be stashing this for now. And now we go back to the cemetery. This is why we needed to activate both waypoint and checkpoint. Would have been using the checkpoint if we didn't have a full inventory, and we used the waypoint because we had a full inventory. Here we open the gate and reset. And again on Lachlan, we still don't have all our gems. We need to proximity him. We trigger. And then we just gonna be firing at max range at him. Create the spirit. Hit. That's the big slam. We need to dodge that. That can kill us. Not hit there. Nice. We canceled the slam. And that's the boss. Instead of lightning infusion, we can theoretically grab Pronk effect, but if you don't have
In at last.
insane lightning, insane cold or fire damage on like double on ring and glove, lightning infusion feels better to me so far. Now we are in the hunting grounds. Here we can get our force support gem. Gonna be dropping the magic items that are a bit too big. We swap back here.
Take this.
So we're looking for 3 points of interest here. And the exit. We have the crowbell. We have the ritual. We have the exit, and we have Phrathorn exit. Not really bothering with killing the rare, just the enemies around it. So this is Orgrim Farmlands exit. This is the main progression. Gonna be grabbing that later. Oh, I'm stuck on enemies. Level up came at the right timing. We're just gonna dodge roll backwards and attack. Keep the enemies following us. Keep the aggro on us and just keep attacking. This is the indicator for the global fight. We do not want to fight Crowbell yet, because we don't have the force support gem. Crowbell is the first boss where we can use the... what's the name? Where we can use our lightning rod lightning arrow setup. So we're gonna continue walking the edges until we find a druidic ritual in Phrazon, and then we're gonna swirl back. This is the indicator for Phrazon. We can grab this. And we're gonna be grabbing the waypoint. We grab the waypoint now because we're gonna be later coming in from a different zone than from hunting grounds. And so we now have it. We swirl back to hunting grounds. And we're just gonna go the other wall because somewhere on this wall is gonna be the ritual. Gonna be using Contagion for slightly longer, but soon we're gonna be dropping Contagion. Just really great whenever we have a horde of enemies following us at a time without them dying that quickly. So here should be the ritual. This corner now, there it is. Elemental resistant again. Rough times for us. Gonna clear with Scattershot till the ads are gone, because we can shotgun.
A clean kill!
Right, now we go for Crowbell. So we got the last support gem, which is gonna be Chain. So now we have Scattershot and Lightning Infusion and Martial Tempo and Chain. So we're gonna be firing. And then when we attack, we have the nuking potential of Lightning Rod, Lightning Arrow. We could, in theory, pre-fire and not use Scattershot, but then we would need to pre-fire 20 arrows on every time we fight the boss with Lightning Arrow, with Lightning Rod. We can have those 20. The issue with that is it takes way too long, and if we swap in Scattershot while those arrows are on the ground, they reset. Meaning we would lose them all, and we would need to pre-fire again. So that I just link Scattershot to Lightning Rod for single target until I have a dual string bow. Once we see Arena here, Crowbell is going to be phasing and grabbing the bell. We want to try and run ahead when the door is broken so that we are in the arena first and we can pre-place the lightning rods. With Scattershot and firing 3 arrows per lightning rod, we need 7 attacks, and then we can maximize the damage for them now. There we go. Now to swap back, I have my gems in a...
I'm bent double as is.
We do want that rotate quiver for the chance for even more damage. Then we're gonna go next to the checkpoint. And enter... Oop, that's the wrong one. Enter this one. And go to the farmlands. So I have my gems set up in a way that I can quick swap them. So I only need to move them down or up, and I don't need to move them diagonally. Makes it slightly more convenient. Here we are looking for Una's hut. We're gonna go with the waypoint follow the road.
The thrill of the
We
hunt.
always open rare barrels and rare chests. Those are a guaranteed rare drop. So we're gonna be following this road. We see here it does a turn. And we follow this road until we see this blockage. Now we need to get around this blockage. And right after we're gonna be finding Una's hut, where we're gonna be getting our the Una's loot for the passive point.
Exiled, but unbroken.
We're dropping more blue items that we no longer need. There's the checkpoint, means there's the loot.
This one, pick it up.
Una will thank me for this, no doubt.
And now we're just gonna again continue down this path until we get to the exit. Looking for an opening here. To see if it's a layout that forces us to go to the left. Or we need to look for an opening topwards. But I'm pretty sure this is the block side. Never mind, we see the big field. This is gonna spawn a rare. The rare is giving us a level 4 skill gem. If you need that, you can grab it. Otherwise, we can just ignore this one and walk past it. Right now we need between 2 and 3 attacks to kill a pack of enemies with our Stormcaller arrow. But it's gonna improve in a little bit. Here we have the passage. Passage is gonna lead us to the exit. Getting a free blue pack. We're gonna grab that one before we leave.
I'll not make the journey home like that.
Alright. Now that we have entered Ogrim's village, we're gonna go over town and we're gonna grab our passive points before we enter Freythorn. But don't forget to check this waypoint before
Nary an
going to
inch
town.
spared the flame.
In town, we're gonna talk to Una. We have the ring which revives this guy. In the
Anything
meantime,
take your
we
fancy?
can spend
I'll find some use.
wisdom scrolls here and ID and check for items he has. We still only have short bows.
Stick to the cairns.
Stash that.
This.
Yes.
So if we are to
Now you identify now everything with him. Grab the
these
book
are
here.
some odds and ends.
These tired
Is
ears
an
could use
upgrade
a
fast
tune or
once we
two.
have the strength. That isn't
beautiful.
and that isn't.
Goodbye.
If I have enough gold, I will buy a ring. I do not. Now we enter Freythorn. And in Freythorn... Oh game, could have just let me dodge it all. Let me grab the damage notes. And we're just gonna clear the rituals until we have found and cleared all 3 rituals.
Traveler.
The rituals, we looking for these white markings and checkpoints to identify where a ritual is. Here we saw a white marking, so there's a ritual up here. Next to the ritual is always a checkpoint. This will be the last zone we're gonna be needing Contagion in.
You're mine.
What's great here is that there's a lot of density, so Stormcaller Arrow is actually shotgunning here quite nicely. Enemies are triple hit. That's the reason we don't really want to use Conk Effect quite yet. Because if we can shotgun something, we can easily damage it here. Same with the lightning rods. And here we found the third ritual. Normally you don't get this lucky. Game is making up for the earlier deaths, letting me save a little bit of time again. Once we have those three cleared, we still need to look for the big one. That includes the boss fight. And that should be cleared. The big boss fight one is usually on the outer edge. That is too small to contain it, so we are looking for a slightly bigger passage, and we usually see the checkpoint as we approach it as well.
Hold on.
Could be here, but could also be dead ends. Might also be over there. Yeah, there's the final checkpoint. We just got a level up to level 11, meaning the next weapon we can have is a warden bow. We're gonna be looking an
These
upgrade in
half-wits
town
seek
for
to
that.
summon something better left well alone.
So we're gonna be doing our single target swap here. Enemies are in a high density and they're gonna be all running towards us. So as long as we don't die, we can force them to stand on top of the lightning rods, making our clear slightly easier. Combining that with contagion to just clear those as quickly as possible and use up as little potions before the boss spawns. Just gonna be firing 1 or 2 lightning arrows on a pack. There we get the boss. For the boss, we try to... He's always trying to move towards us. So we are trying to circle him so that he keeps walking back and forth on the lightning rod. When we have that, we need to stand still. Otherwise we get stunned. There we see he's trying to walk right towards out of the lightning rods, so we're just gonna leave some in his wake. And we continue to hit him. This is when he changes forms, giving us time to pre-fire a bunch of lightning rods. Don't stand too close to him. On this, once that is, we dodge roll out and we get out of it. Again, this makes stunned if we move. We can still dodge roll, but we can't do excessive walking while affected by it. There's also an alternative one, a purple one. I don't know if I kill him before I get a bite with it. Again, once it moves, we dodge roll. Dodge that explosion. Again, he used the red one. Nice. That is actually huge, those gloves. Don't forget to check the window. We might be getting a decent rare here, or a bow, or magic item. Otherwise, we just take whatever.
Summit tells me.
We're gonna be grabbing Herald Thunder here if we have an additional uncut support gem.
If you help a little, see, well, you pay so that
We can use that here, but we don't have that yet.
He's trouble, he is.
That.
Reckon it's the
We need to
kind.
talk to the hooded one. Identify items. Definitely gonna be using this one.
Anything take your fancy?
Gives us a bit of base crit, gives us more flit damage than
Might
this
make
one.
good scrap.
And then we look for a warden bow. So we have this with cold damage, this with better cold damage and crit bonus, and this with fist damage. Preferably would have wanted lightning damage. We didn't got that. So we're gonna be
Deal.
taking this one, I
If you
think.
find a
I
path out
am
there,
not gonna be using my socket on that one yet. Just because we don't really have a really good bow. We really want a lightning or a fist bow for that. Couple of transmutes. Better than this one. That life. We can upgrade our lightning arrow here. Don't forget to socket in Herald of Thunder and blink it. Now what I was about to say before I interrupted myself. We can use Innervate on Herald of Thunder. It's really great for clear. Stormcaller arrow is almost always shocking. In this zone, we need Renly's tools. They are really annoying to find. Use a loud pressed item drop sound. If you do not have your own loot filter, or you don't want to make your own filter, make sure you use a filter from from a creator that does have a big sound. You will find it in a moment once I find Renly's items. What I mean with the sound. Do that, augment that, use it. Still need 2 rings with flat damage and a better bow. I don't get anything good till I get to after the butcher. I'm gonna see if I can force a bow. Oh, it doesn't look like it was on the left side. So we should be seeing the waypoint for the boss fight in a moment. About here. This is the boss checkpoint, so we just go back to spawn and then we're gonna be walking across the upper part. It should normally be either in this corner or in this corner, but sometimes it's also here. It really depends on the layout you're walking, and the league you're in, the layouts have some more favor towards one or the other. Looks like we got unlucky. And it is down here. Can't really do much with the spirit gem. We have 1 damage rune, preferably we want another one.
This one, pick it up.
There, you heard it. So I have a voice line that makes it really sure that I hear where this is when I get close to it. Not something that could, oh, this was a loot drop. It's a very significant different sound from any other drop. Now we're gonna fight the boss. Now, on this boss we can do something neat and make the fight a little bit easier.
Surely we can.
No
Free fire here.
Not this time.
Great will take you, bastard! You had your chance to kill
Gonna
me.
take the damage
Now
here,
it's
but
my
we're actually
turn.
gonna be pulling the boss down here.
Face your
When he does this, once he doesn't follow you anymore, we go behind him. This results in the slam being in front of him, us behind him, do not get hit.
You only delay.
The great thing is by fighting him down here, as he just spawned 8,
Time is up.
but because we're down here, they actually do not target us. The only dangerous attack is this one, where he does the slam. If we do not dodge that in time because we stood too close to him and we missed that window, that can kill us.
It's you who should have hanged.
A little bit of practice
This
makes
was
this
just
fight
as
a lot
good.
easier. So all these ads we were able to completely ignore. And now we can kill them here, and they didn't bother us with the boss fight. They didn't cause any issues during the fight, and we now kill after. They don't give XP, but it's still okay. We talk to Latus and go to town. We automatically unlock the next checkpoint, the next waypoint, and we get our level 5 gem here. Now this uncut support gem
You found
also
my tool.
get the Renly's tools. Get a lightning rune.
Here's what I've got.
And you're looking for one more time of upgrades. That is lightning damage. Definitely want
Deal.
this. And we can't buy these gloves because they're way too expensive. Meaning we are stuck on this bow.
Stick to the cairns.
Also got an unlucky run and didn't got enough sockets
Take a look.
to buy to get a second
Oh, if you find a pint
artificer
there,
orb.
you can
Otherwise we
buy.
want 2 artificer orbs on our bow. Overall, not been my best run, but due to lack of time, I'm not gonna be forcing another one. I'm just gonna give you this one. On average, my Act 1 time after the practice I've done is 1.5 to 1.10. I think this is gonna be more a 1.15 run. Don't forget to swap your gems back for this zone. So the support gem we just got from the butcher and the next one we get from the rope, those are locked in for freezing salvo. We got a second level 5 gem, which is neat. This level 5 gem we can either use to upgrade any of our other skills, or in the upcoming patch we were able to use Stormcaller, Electrocuting Arrow, or Barrage if we want to utilize the new Snipe. Now, taking the moment while I run here to talk about a few variations to the run that we are able to do in the upcoming patch. One variation is that we do not need the pen node I just picked up. This node we don't need on the next launch, because we can utilize the frost bomb till the exposure drops off. Pen can only go to 0, while exposure can go below 0. Now, on bosses we have minus 50% exposure effect, meaning that the frost bomb, if we build up max exposure over the duration of the fight, we can apply an exposure of 25 on the boss, resulting in his resistance go down to 5%, and we can spend the node that we would be, the passive point we would be spending on the pen on another traveling node, getting to the movement speed slightly faster. On this one, we don't have access to that yet, so I did pick up the pen node. One variation to the build that we can do in the upcoming league is we can utilize Escape Shot and Freezing Salvo. Now in this one, I'm going to be linking Freezing Salvo up Hourglass, giving it a cooldown. However, it might be that with Escape Shot, its single target damage is good enough that we actually want to use it directly. So we would be Escape Shotting, Freezing Salvo, Escape Shotting over and over until enemies are dead. Another alternative setup we can do in the next league is that instead of... I think I hit loot here. The Regal Orb hidden itself. Is that we can use a crossbow in our offense setup instead of a spear. And with the crossbow, we have access to freezing rounds, or how they're called, permafrost rounds, that's the name. The neat thing about permafrost rounds is that we can freeze bosses and then utilize Snipe, which we also gain on level 6. So we would be picking that after. Oops, I missed my support gem. I am going to go back for that, because that's the second support gem for my freezing salvo. I'm not used to the standard layouts. I've been practicing in Dawn of the Hunt. That thing is up there. The layouts is... I don't know if we're gonna be getting the Dawn of the Hunt, the standard, or maybe a third set of layouts. Maybe the hardcore layouts. I can't die here. Please, game.
Wait.
Thank you. I don't know which layouts we're gonna be getting. Now we should see here the ropes, the gallons. We're level 13, we want to be level 14 when we fight the next boss. One neat thing, we can click on the rope below, and not always, but often enough it drops at the bottom. It really depends on how the density down there is. At least that's how it feels like. Last couple of runs it always dropped on the top, but it used to drop at the bottom, meaning we didn't need it to go up there. Now, the reason we want level 14 to quickly finish that sword is, once I load in, is that we want Freezing Salvo. Freezing Salvo is gonna be key for our single target damage for the Geonor boss fight. And it's gonna pair really well with Frostbomb and with the cold exposure.
Now to do with a
But
tyrant
that
can
gem
stick
unlocked the
his
level
head on a
14. And to
pike.
finish the other sword, what I'm saying, so the permafrost rounds we spam on the boss to freeze the boss, or any single target enemy we want to kill, and then we have time, because they're frozen, there are hopefully no ads around, we have time to charge up snipe, and then snipe the single target boss. The great thing about that is there shouldn't be two different gems, so if you have any level 3 spare gem and you find a decent crossbow, you can just
There's
give
the
it a go and see
tyrant
how it
in
feels.
all his rotten
If it
glory.
doesn't feel good, just don't use it. If you can't seem to get the timing right for yourself, no pressure on that, just use what I'm using here. If it does feel great, it might result in better nuking of single targets. Now, this is the candlelight boss fight. We are gonna actually delay that boss. Instead, we're gonna be heading downstairs to Geonor first, and we're gonna be doing this boss afterwards. Reason for that is that we can kill the second boss in the time the first boss takes for its dialogue and to drop the loot. So this just makes it faster, because we are killing basically the second boss for free, but we will wait for the loot anyway, in case we do get a good drop. One thing I just realized I again did wrong. I did not upgrade my life flask and mana flask at all. This can be a pain on the final boss fight. I do recommend going to town and trying to upgrade to level 10 flasks urgently, or rather, not urgently, but when you reach the final boss, quickly take the time to go there. It's gonna make it slightly better than if you get hit on the final boss fight, to regain to full health, to not get one-tapped by the next skill. Just slightly more convenience during the fight. We have 40%. We should be able to get to level 14 before we reach the final boss. Doesn't look like I'm gonna be getting enough gold. I'm still trying to force not to socket this bow, but it feels like I'm not gonna be getting another upgrade, as I'm planning a town visit anyway for an improvement to my life flask. I'm forced delaying this. I would be doing more damage here, which would make this zone slightly more easy. But I'd rather try and get an easier boss fight and get a high lightning damage weapon, or fist weapon. Here's the second pair of stairs. We had a low density on the floor, meaning we might not get our level up at all. After all, we might need to do one zone reset.
Come on!
But that's okay. Especially keep this in mind. At league start, you need to just get to the finish line. It doesn't matter if you're first, second, or third for overall, unless you are trying a super high-paced speed run. Just get to the finish line and get to there without having completely drained yourself of all energy by repetitively fighting boss fights, dying and fight again. Rather spend a little time to get upgrades. So now I'm gonna go to town. Actually, no, I'm not gonna go to town yet. I'm gonna first force my level up, then go to town. This should refresh the vendor window, giving me another chance of finding a warden bow. So we're just gonna walk around here at the end of the zone. Gonna look for enemies. There should be a spare somewhere here. Maybe we get a blue pack. That would give us enough XP. Ah, the strongbox helps as well. If I don't die before Great Freeze. As said, not the best showcase run, but I'm gonna stick with it. The most important part is how we want to do the single targets and how we want to progress the zones. I think I showcased that well enough on this one. Just ignore the deaths. But yeah, try to get to the finish line with enough energy to continue into endgame afterwards. Right. We have our level up to 14. We respawn at the checkpoint, placing us right here. We go to town. I'm gonna force flask upgrade here, and I'm gonna see if I can force a bow upgrade here. Una has flask. We can shift click her.
Bits and pieces.
That one is expensive, but it's the only one we have. It looks like we not be getting a bow upgrade.
Be careful.
Rundy
What have we
won't be
got?
nice to
What would
us.
you like?
No, he doesn't even offer one, so we are forced to upgrade this and socket the lightning rune in there. It is what it is.
I've heard enough of
We
the
did get
beast
lucky with
to
the
know
North Paw.
feeding
We
it's a fool's
maybe
game.
get lucky on the second ring. Is this a prefix? No, we did not. So we are lacking a decent amount of flat damage here. We'll be grabbing Freezing Salvo. And we are linking Hourglass. And we linking Magnified Effect. Now, why do we link Magnified Effect to Freezing Salvo here? It is because Magnified Effect gives us the needed AoE to shotgun with it. Otherwise, we wouldn't be shotgunning. It won't be all 12 attacks hitting the enemy. We pre-fire our Stormcaller here.
Go on then, come and get it.
We have one slight issue. This boss is moving a little bit too much. So we are gonna be trying to keep him on top of those. I did not intend to be getting hit there. On these attacks we can have him a little bit on top. Basically using myself as bait to keep him on top of the lightning rods for as long as possible.
Need a moment.
Oriana, open
There
the
we go.
cage. Release
Sadly
the
got hit
beast.
one more time there, so
Give
we
me
have
what you
one less
promised.
charge on our life flask.
Think not.
But on this entire dialogue we cannot damage him. We're just walking around the
Since you
edges
are too
of the
weak
room,
to do the job,
trying to not
I'll
get
find
hit
someone
at
who
all.
can. Goodbye.
He can still damage us,
You
we can kill him
manipulative whore.
until he starts
How
transforming.
dare you abandon me after all I've given you?
Now he transforms, we're gonna try to pre-fire some rods.
Solstice of pain.
Oh, I got hit there. That's not good. I'm gonna die here. Ooh, I got really lucky. You can't stop this immunity phase. There we saw the shotgun potential of Freezing Salvo.
Fang, tooth, and
On this
claw.
circle,
Tortured under the
I'm
moon.
very bad at timing this apparently.
The pack suffered but endured.
He attacks every 3 seconds between his intervals, but by walking on the outer edge of the circle and not being as stupid
Tales were told.
by as I do right now,
None knew, none
we actually do not get hit. We clear the packs in between, but I'm doing a very bad job at this right now. He can kind of force his position
Wait.
and savor each
whenever he does the slam by walking. Oh, this time I want to not get hit. I don't want to have lucky again.
I need more time.
I will take out your heart.
This is really good whenever he does this attack. We can just stand between the cold spots on the ground and burst him.
Frost.
This as well. These are the moments where we have the most damage on him. This is the enraged one. We really want to... Ow.
I will take out your
Oh, I got really
heart
lucky again.
and savor each bite.
There we go. So while here the entire dialogue and everything is happening, we just gonna go. We're gonna kill the candle boss. And then we're gonna come back in here. We do take the risk if we manage to get hit by the candle boss, or if we manage to, or if we don't manage to dodge their attacks. It's a bit rough. Oh, it's the wrong one. This is the correct one. But overall, this is a fairly easy fight at this point. We are fairly powerful.
First
We
ones,
click here until he
hear
starts
our
moving.
lament. First ones, hear
Yes.
our laments.
We pre-fire our lightning rods.
The seeds ever further into the dark.
But first,
Hover above us.
please,
In the corners.
stop
watching
the
and
madness.
waiting.
Freezing Salvo does a lot of damage now,
Come among us that so unsettles our minds.
but also so does our lightning rods.
Must make haste.
Sadly,
Let us
a lot of
return to
bosses
Field
really
make our
like to just
preparations.
slip across the ground whenever they get heavy stunned, completely moving out of our lightning rod. It's the downside we have to live with this build. It's the candle boss
This
down.
one. Pick it up.
Whatever it was, it's dead now.
Take the candle boss. Now I get a fist weapon. Not a good fist weapon, but now I get a fist weapon. Then we go back here. And we get the final loot of the boss. After which we can go to town with the already placed portal. Just gonna loot everything.
I'll not make the journey home like that.
And that's it. That's really all there is to Act 1. Hopefully this was an interesting run. Able to showcase how we do things when we do them.
Count, we can fight. Take a
As
look.
additional notes for what we will be doing in the future.
If
Now
you
that we are
find a
progressing into
treasure
Act 2, we are gonna be preparing Regal Orbs. I got really lucky in this one and I already got 3. We want like 5 Regals. Everything we do in Act 2 is to set up getting the dual string bow at the end of the act, at level 28. That is as much damage as possible. We're gonna be trying to get the best bow at every stage we can. So at level 16 we get another bow upgrade. We want to use that and have a proper bow there. But gambling, crafting currency, try to set up everything for the dual string bow at the end of Act 2.
My lady,
All this being said,
we have
again,
arrived.
hopefully this was an
The
informative
Bastille
video.
awaits.
You have a wonderful
Good luck
day,
to you.
and I'll be seeing you hopefully at launch. Goodbye.